Resources are free if you are a student. How can you start the conversation with someone that you feel like is struggling with their mental health? You can say many things. You can say, "Hey friend, are you okay?" And then you wait for them to reply.
Silence hit so hard when I heard that sound. When the walls came down, I was thinking about you, about you.
And 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? It's Abraham Scully coming at you one more time. Mental health blog number. I think it's like 11 or 10. But we just got finished up with Mental Health Monday, and of course, it was a phenomenal conversation. We spoke about avoidant personality disorder and the inferiority complex and how the relationship between that symptom and this disorder, how it relates. And then also the comparison between a mental illness and a personality disorder. So it was a really good conversation. Biggest takeaways is not to self-diagnose, right? We have this idea that if we're struggling, we turn to Google, we turn to YouTube, and we turn to all these different resources. And not saying that that's a bad thing, but we have to run away from the urge and the temptation to diagnose ourselves. Leave that to a professional. Leave that to someone who specializes in this specific area, right? Because once we self-diagnose, then we also tend to turn to self-medication. So for example, let's say I'm depressed, right? And the way I feel less depressed is by drinking or smoking or doing something that isn't positive, that isn't tending to the root issue. Then that's not helpful for me. But if I receive a diagnosis from a professional and we can work on specific treatment methods, then I'm better off in a better position. So we spoke about self-diagnosing and not doing that, and working more towards seeking a professional when we do have these different struggles, mental illness, or different symptoms. So that's your mental health tip for today. I hope that helps you. I hope it brings you some hope, some inspiration. And if you're struggling, know that you're not alone. If you're struggling, know that there are resources that you can get help, and don't be afraid to get help and seek a professional. It's your boy, Abraham Scully. Peace.
Resources are free if you are a student. How can you start the conversation with someone that you feel like is struggling with their mental health? You can say many things. You can say, "Hey friend, are you okay?" And then you wait for them to reply. And if they say yes and you feel like they're not okay, you can say, "Well, I'm glad that you are okay. If you ever don't feel okay, if you're struggling in any way, I'm here for you if there's anything that you can do." And there are these free resources on campus that you can take advantage of if you ever feel like you're struggling, so that this person doesn't feel like you're pushing them to something, but maybe they're just not comfortable enough talking about it yet. And if they say, "No, I'm not doing okay," then you can do the same thing. You can say, "Well, I'm here to listen and not to judge you, and to also direct you to any resources that we may have in our campus." If you don't feel like asking, "Are you okay?" you can do the more informal way. You can say, "You good?" And then that person is gonna say, "No, bruh, I'm not good. Haven't been feeling well." So here's your mental health tip for today. Peace.
7 things as it relates to, or 7 things as it relates to Finding a therapist, finding a good therapist. The first thing to consider when it comes to seeking a therapist is you have to change your mindset around therapy and counseling. Just the same way as you would make an investment in your physical health, just the same way as you would make an investment in your business, in your spirituality, whether that's time, energy, money, whatever that investment looks like in other areas of your life, you have to see it as an investment to seek out a therapist, seek out a counselor, and make your mental health a priority. Step number 2. All right, second thing. So I have some notes. All right, when it comes to seeking a therapist, right? Utilize the people that you have around you, whether it's family, friends, other professionals. Word of mouth has always been the best form of marketing and marketing strategy. So ask family, ask friends, have you seen a therapist before? Number 3, use the resources that are at your job. Most jobs provide you with mental health resources as well as insurance and whatever you need in order to seek a professional, to whether it's HR or speaking to whoever's in charge of the information and asking for the information and getting the necessary help. Number 4, so if you are a college student, if you are faculty or staff at a university or school, most of the time you have resources for free. You don't have to pay a dime as long as you are at that university. Number 5, so ask your insurance company. So number 6, so Google, take advantage of, the internet. Like, we have the World Wide Web. Google, check reviews, check all these different things and see what people are saying about these different psychologists and counselors and therapists. And then number 7, so with advancement of technology, right? And we have so many different resources at the tip of our finger. Therapy and counseling can be done via Skype and conference calls, video calls, right? So those are the 7 things that I would look for as it relates to seeking out a mental health professional. Once you've made the decision that it's time for you to get the help that you need, great job. I admire your willingness to seek the help, but definitely go through these different steps to make sure that you make the right step. So again, this is your boy Abraham. I appreciate you watching and I hope this helps. Peace.